Hi folks, Pete here from Ashton's Cars. Today I'm showing you around a 61 plate, that's a 2011 model year, Ford Fiesta, and it's the 1.4 litre titanium spec. Now, a little bit of an unusual one because this car has come to us in part exchange and it previously belonged to a friend's daughter, so I know the car a little bit and I do know that it was previously registered as a Category S, so it has been an insurance write-off previously in its life. But we are going to be selling this car. You might be surprised to know that we're selling a car that's a Cat S. I haven't got a problem selling a car that's a Cat S if it looks like this, if it looks like a car that's really clean and tidy and well presented. I'd much rather that actually than sell a car that's HPI clear but looks like it's a wreck. So this car, despite the fact that it is a Category S, it's a good looking car. It's got a really lovely spec, and I love this car for a few reasons, but partly for what it's got. It's a titanium, so it's got a good spec, and partly for what it hasn't got. I'll explain a little bit more now. You see, under the bonnet of this car, we've got trusty 1.4 litre petrol engine. It's normally aspirated, it's got 4 cylinders, and it's not an EcoBoost. A lot of these Fiestas this shape have got that 1 litre EcoBoost engine, and that can be very, very troublesome. So, one of the reasons I love this particular car is it's a bit more old school. What, 4 cylinders, 1.4 litres, a 5-speed manual gearbox, and that trusty 1.4 litre 16 valve lump, which gives brilliant performance, is very, very smooth and quiet, but is also renowned as a very reliable unit. So this is a Ford Fiesta that I can trust. And yes, I haven't forgot about the cat, but let's have a look inside. A much higher than what would be considered normal specification for a Ford Fiesta. We've got cruise control, climate control, a really good Sony stereo with DAB and Bluetooth built in, and the whole car has a high quality feel which I think elevates it above the rest of the range. It also sits on these rather nice alloy wheels, multi-spoke design. They look the part. The car looks really, really great in metallic grey, and of course you've got the nice chrome strip that runs along its waistline and then kinks up at the rear, and that's one of the sort of telltale signs that this is the higher spec titanium model. I'll take you around the car quickly just to show you the condition of it. It is really, really good. Now, I've had a really close look. I'm not going to show you on camera, but I am pretty sure that this car, when it was given its Category S, it had a rear end shunt because the tailgate and that back bumper, they've been replaced at some point. It's not the original paint. It is done to a high standard, but I can tell that it's not original. Not something that you should really worry about a huge amount. To be honest with you, it's 14 years old, and a majority of cars that are 14 years old will have had some paint in their lives. That's just the reality of used cars. But it is something that, we are going to make every person aware of for this particular car. We've no problem with selling cars that are on a category as long as we're clearing up front with customers about what they're buying. And of course, the price of this car will reflect the fact that it's a Cat S. Really, it would be a lot more expensive than your average Fiesta, given its higher spec, but it's actually going to be a little bit of a bargain for someone. So it means rather than having the base spec, you could be driving around in a titanium with all those lovely extras and ice cold climate control for no more money than you would probably pay for a basic 1.25 style. Highlights that you get on the exterior of the titanium include these chrome bezels for the front spotlights. They continue through the side with some, I think, very attractive alloy wheels. They still look reasonably clean and tidy. A couple of scuffs on them, but nothing. They're not going to be refurbished. They will be sold like this. I think it's pretty presentable. The mirrors on this particular car do power fold as well, so when I lock it, which I will do now very quickly, they fold into the bodywork, which is quite a nice little touch on it. Let's lock it up. Cool, eh? Then we've got the nice chrome waistline, and that sort of kinks up at the back here, and I think gives the Fiesta quite a classy look. It does elevate it above certainly the rest of the range. Pop the boot. There's a pretty good sized boot in these. they've always been quite practical as a family car as well as a small runabout, so it's really a car that can do all jobs, the Fiesta. And of course this one has got the split folding seats in it, 70/30 split fold, which makes it a lot more practical if you want to do garden centres and DIY stores on the weekends, but have a car that's still reasonably compact for your weekly commute. Now in the back of the car, you will notice we have got quite a heavy tint to the rear windows. Again, that's standard factory stuff on a titanium. And then we've got slightly plusher seat fabric than you get in the standard Fiesta, and plenty of space in here for 3 adults at a push. There isn't a huge amount of space for the sort of centre person, but the floor is relatively flat, so it's not too bad on shorter journeys. 4 adults will sit in this car in complete comfort though. And it does have ISOFIX points in the rear for your car seats, which obviously gives it a little bit more practicality. Now, getting on to the business end of the car, well, let's jump in and have a proper look at all this. I've always enjoyed the drive of a Fiesta. They are a very good driver's car. This particular one, obviously being the titanium, it's one of the higher spec Fiestas that I've sat in, and you've got things like an uprated stereo system there. The climate control is absolutely brilliant and ice cold on this car as well, and I'm really glad of that today. I'll be sticking it on in a second because it is quite warm in here. And we've got cruise control as well, and that's an absolute godsend as well. I mean, having a Fiesta with cruise is quite rare, and even some of the Focus models don't get cruise control till they get up to sort of titanium level, which has always surprised me. I think the Z-Tecs don't have cruise on this sort of year, and it is something that I really do like in a car, having cruise control. It is a bit of a license saver, and if you're used to it, it's something that is makes a car much more relaxing to drive. So let's fire her up. I'm mostly doing this so I can get that aircon on. It really makes a big difference having the aircon, and yeah, I'm going to stick it right down on cold. It's on low, as you can see there in the centre. You've got the direction switches here in the middle, and that's your blower. So I won't turn it right up because otherwise it'll be deafening you, but it's lovely and cool, this air is, and it's much needed today because, as you can see in the centre here, it is 24 degrees outside. Let's just quickly flick through to give you the exact mileage. 101,115 miles, so that's not high for the age of the car. And really good Sony stereo system. I absolutely love this system because it's got the sync system for your phone on it, which is a really good system. You play your music off your phone as well. It's quite ahead of its time, that was really, back in 2011 when this car was new. I've also, obviously being the titanium, it has got the front and rear heated windscreens. It's got rain sensitive wipers, so there's a rain sensor there behind the mirror, and also that has got a light sensor on it that rear view mirror has as well. So it's quite well equipped, to say the very least, in here. You have still got windy windows in the back, interestingly enough. Ford didn't think to put this sort of the electric ones in the back, but you have got the power fold mirrors, and they are fully electric and controlled off this switch here, and you can even, yeah, you can manually fold them in if you want to from inside as well. So very nicely equipped. The condition, as you can hopefully see, is excellent. I have just taken it through a hand car wash, that's why you've got these mats, but that's all I've done. It was very clean in the first place, and it has got a nicely leather stitched wheel and stuff like that. It just feels a little bit more plush, a little bit nicer than your average Ford Fiesta. And the performance from that 1.4 engine's brilliant. I'm going to be brave and turn my aircon down so you can hear the engine, because it is quite a quiet engine on this car, and I'll give it a quick rev for you so you can hear it. It's a very eager and willing engine, that is. 95 horsepower, so it's not going to set the world alight, and actually on paper less powerful than the 1 litre EcoBoost, but hey, this engine's solid. It's a much better bet really for longevity than those 1 litre engines, and because it's got that slightly bigger capacity, I just think it's a little bit smoother in its power delivery. It's a completely naturally aspirated engine, so it's nice and traditional and nice and reliable, things that I like. Not much more to show you in here really. It is Obviously standard Fiesta, just with a few extra bells and whistles, but those extra bells and whistles, especially the climate and the cruise, are very much worth having on a car like this in 2025. So they are. It brings this car, I think, it feels a lot more modern than a normal 2011 Ford Fiesta. So there you go, folks. Given its condition and its specification, we'd normally put something like this up for about $3,995. It's done 101,000 miles and it has got a very good service history. But obviously this car is a category S. It has been repaired really to a high standard, and the untrained eye would not be able to tell the difference. But that means this car's going to be a bit cheaper. It's going to be we're going to probably put this up for $2,995. To make it a very cheap car for people. I think, you know, you will see other Fiestas at that sort of price range, but they're not going to be in the condition and you know, as well equipped as this particular car. And I think hopefully it'll be a bargain for someone, really. Certainly got a lot to give, this car has, and yeah, I think it's one of the cleanest 61 plates I've seen for a very long time. Little things like its parcel shelves all intact and in good condition. And I know the previous owners have really looked after it. So yeah, a great little car for someone. If you're interested in it, of course, you can give us a call on 07932 873 646. Please feel free to let us know your thoughts on these cars in the comments below. Let us know if you've perhaps had a Category S or a Category N car previously. What was it like? What was your experience of it? And of course, let us know your thoughts on the Ford Fiesta that we've got here. Personally, I'm a fan of this car in terms of its shape, its build quality, its handling. I'm just not a fan of those 1 litre EcoBoost engines. So when a little 1.4 like this comes along, I really enjoy it. So, but let me know your thoughts. Maybe you disagree, maybe you have had an EcoBoost and done 200,000 miles in it with no problems. If you have, write in, I'd love to hear from you. Personally, well, I think this is one of the best Fiesta models, really. I think it's a great buy for someone because the titanium spec and that 1.4 engine in particular make this one of the best models in the range, in my opinion. As always, 07932 873 646 if you're interested in this car. And thanks ever so much for watching our videos. Please give us a like, share, subscribe, hit the notifications. Hope to see you very soon. Bye for now.